Hello everyone, I'm back at Houghton Hillside Cemetery. I did that video last week called The Cemetery in the Woods. When I visit here, I was actually just going to call it the Cemetery in the Quarry because until I came down this little section here, so there's the quarry bit just next to the A690. So when I came, I think it was last Thursday, I had no idea that there was this huge cemetery in the wood down here, and I only had a few minutes left on the video, but I found it just an absolutely fascinating place, and I've been waiting to come back and have a good look around it properly because I only had a few minutes left on like the memory card on that particular day. So there's a small cluster of graves here. There's members of the Wanless family there, and this one here, I believe, is the last person who was ever buried here in 1971. A lady who was 91 years old, so born 1880 through to 1971. What changes she would have seen. So as you can see, we are actually quite steep up, and I only went about one level down. It's like on different plateaus, like down the side of a hillside. I did find it a little bit creepy the other day, and that was simply because you never know who's around these bits. Not scared of the dead or out of that. It's just you never know who's around. But there's headstones everywhere. God knows how many are. I never even noticed this one the other day. Look, right next to the path. In there, there's got the foundations. It's like a family burial. Who's this one there? I can't see that. I think that's relict of somebody. And they go right up the hillside. I think that's the boundary, about 6-7 metres up there. That must be like an old dirt road. Nice. Two completely covered. I think they're either brambles or some sort. I'm not even going to attempt to go into there and get cut to pieces. Oof. It's completely the most inappropriate place to build a cemetery. Look how steep the side of that hill is up there. There's one up there I can see for Isabella, the beloved wife of William Forster, who died September 1907, and there's one covered by ivy. So as you can imagine, the grave diggers would have to come down here, dig these on the side of the hill. You'd have to get these stones down probably with horse and cart as close as possible, and then you'd have to get the coffin down with the mourners. Imagine it. Remember, there's no like concrete footpaths or anything. It's all just like mud. It's all those Victorians. I saw this last week. This was for the J place of the Duke of Cornwall's Light Infantry, who died 12th of October 1916, aged 19 years, beloved son of Joseph and Alice Place. Peace, perfect peace. There is another place headstone in here which somebody kindly mentioned when I put this on Facebook. It's one of their family, and it's the other one is a cousin of that gentleman. I don't think I came down this part the other day. God, look, there's a headstone in the path. This graveyard has so much history. I believe the one in the quarry I was reading up last night, they took the headstones down in about 1974, so it was easier to cut the grass. And the cemetery group who used to do lots of work here, they found headstones, I think, buried all over the place. Right, that's the boundary there. There's just there's some more headstones. FH Place, Royal Garrison Artillery, who died 1919, aged 28, rest in peace. So he was the cousin of the J Place who we just saw before. Got one absolutely everywhere. But as you can imagine, coming to visit one of your relatives' graves, and here wouldn't be the most hospitable for Victorian ladies and gentlemen. That's Thomas, the beloved husband of Mary Robinson of Neasham Place, who died 1898, aged 59. Thy will be done. Neasham Place is just outside Darlington, down by the River Tees, I believe. Should know I was born in Darlington. There's a few members of the Wilson family, William and Martha, and a daughter. There's an old iron railings around that particular old burial spot. And then this one is the F.W. Wheatley, who died 1918, aged 29. It is a beautiful spot. There's members of the Dixon family. I've got a torch somewhere. That's members of the Moody, that's Thomas, who lost his life at the Houghton pit. I think that's 1896. Lots of collieries around this part of Durham. So if I look down, there's like the base of a memorial. So right, there's an old dirt road track, so I can imagine they could have come up that way with the headstones. Everywhere you go you can feel like stones. And we'll see if I can find the boundary. I saw that the other day, that was members of the Robson family. I had thought originally that there was a public footpath around here. That looks like there's a boundary fence there. Oh, there's one down here as well. In something memory. That's right, we found the edge of the cemetery there. There's another headstone just there. Right, now there's a public footpath, so that's the boundary on the western side. I'm going to go along to see how far it goes along through here. This is probably one of the most interesting graveyards I've ever come across in the northeast. Oh, there's Annie, the beloved wife of Joseph Robinson of the Three Horseshoes, Thornley, ever remembered by a loving husband, son and daughters. The Three Horseshoes, Thornley. She died in 1930. I wonder if that pub's still there. Thornley's a few miles away, another old Durham pit village. So we've covered the southern side. Just depends how far we can go along here. Right, you've seen that place. I think I've seen this name before somewhere on the website for Houghton Hillside Cemetery. In loving memory of John Thomas Flintoff, late Quartermaster Sergeant of the 19th P.W. Hussars. Where thou diest will I die, and there will I be buried. So in 1901, aged 32 years. I think this is some sort of path here. Now obviously there are a few headstones here But you can probably imagine there'll be a hell of a lot more people who've never had their headstone. Oh, there's another Commonwealth graves. Soldier, I think there's 4 in here. That's A.E. Richardson of the Durham Light Infantry, died 1919, aged 24 years. That's Charles Victor. I think this is the way out as well. Just to the left of where the camera's pointing is Hillside Farm. It's a bit more open down here. James Finch, George and Margaret Turner of Dubmire Cottages. I saw that one the other day, but I don't think I went down this bit. Look at that. Trees falling across. It's like a little den to crouch down. Wow, look at this. These branches there are like turned into little steps. There's more Robinsons of the Houghton Spring. Right, this is the boundary on the western side. It's quite popular, those particular style of memorials in this particular cemetery. The whole cemetery, including this bit, had at least 7,000 burials. You can see one for. Oh, this is the. That does look a creepy site there. There's quite a few. There's a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one for the Reverend. I think that's Balfour. Have a look. The Reverend Balfour, MA of somewhere in Oxford, Master of the. Oh, I can't even bend down that far. It's hard not to trip up in here. That's beautiful lettering over there. That's quite an early one, that's 1855. How do you get through here? In memory of, I think that's Dinah, wife of John Henderson, died 1855. That's the year after the cemetery opened. That's probably one of the oldest ones down here. So this bit wasn't used, so they didn't just use the quarry at the start. This was somewhere down here. Obviously, I bet in 1854 this was just completely empty of vegetation. Right, so I'm going to go out of here. I will be probably writing something up on Facebook later on tonight as well about this particular area. There's Michael Dobson, farmer of Merton Moor. It's on the other side of Houghton Spring. That's a nice lettering. John Jacob Gibson, son of Jacob and Maria Gibson. 1850, aged 4 years. Margaret Jane, another daughter. God, even goes up there. That's cut off that area, but I can see some in the distance down there. There's some more in there. I think there's a path here. This looks more like a trail down But if you look down there, I'm not too sure if this runs all the way along beneath the side of the quarry, because I can see some more right down in there. And that's another entrance in. I'm going to go down here because I'm going to take some pictures as well. See if I can go along the bottom bit. Now there's a Henry place. It's got to be some relation to those two soldiers. It's not a common name. Henry Goodrick. That's where I'd like to get in over there, because that looks like there's an old path through that bit. That's Bailey of somebody, George, beloved daughter, Sarah, beloved daughter of George and Anne Bailey of Tynemouth, Northumberland, who died at their grandfather's, Henry Wanless, at Bowden Close. There was another Wanless back there. Now this is the bit which is just, there's no way through that, but I think that goes on probably about another 50 metres. There's about to be a load of headstones in there. I'll just make my way out over here. The sun's come back out again. That looks much better. There. Right, I'm done now. I'm going back to work. It's my lunch hour over. So firstly, thanks for watching this. If you do wish to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button and also give it a like. I better go because there's somebody in the bottom of on the footpath down there. Anyway, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.